In the beginning, warfare was a matter of survival, a fight for resources, territory, or dominance. It was an integral part of life for the ancients, where the clash of bronze, the twang of bowstrings, and the thundering charge of chariots echoed across battlefields. The Greeks, Romans, and Egyptians were among the early civilizations that carved out empires through the blade and the bow. Their early weapons were simple but effective. Spears were the backbone of ancient armies, their reach and versatility making them a staple on the battlefield. Bows allowed for attacks from a distance, raining death upon the enemy from afar. Swords were the close combat weapon of choice, their lethal edge cutting a bloody swath through enemy ranks. And shields, the unsung heroes of the battlefield, provided vital protection against the onslaught. But warfare was not just about the weapons. It was about strategy, about formations and maneuvers that could turn the tide of battle. The Greeks, for example, developed the phalanx, a tight formation of spear-wielding warriors that was nearly impenetrable. The Romans, on the other hand, perfected the maniple system, a more flexible formation that allowed for greater tactical versatility. These ancient civilizations fought some of the most iconic battles in history. The Greeks at Thermopylae, the Romans at Cannae, the Egyptians at Kadesh. These were clashes that shook the ancient world, their echoes reverberating through the annals of time. They were a testament to the bravery, the ingenuity, and the sheer will of those who fought, leaving an indelible mark on the tapestry of human history. As civilizations grew and technology advanced, so did the complexity and scale of warfare. The dawn of battle was just the beginning, a stepping stone to a future where the face of war would be forever changed. The medieval period ushered in new strategies and weapons, forever changing the face of warfare. This was a time when the art of defense took a monumental leap forward, with the rise of fortifications and castles. These towering structures of stone and mortar, perched atop hills and crisscrossed with high walls and deep moats, served as both a symbol of power and a formidable line of defense. Their impregnability demanded a counter-response, which came in the form of siege weapons. Catapults, trebuchets, and battering rams. These were the machines of war that could hurl heavy stones or fireballs over castle walls or breach their sturdy gates. The development of these weapons was a testament to human ingenuity in the face of adversity, a grim dance of attack and counterattack that would define the era. But the medieval battlefield wasn't just about stone and steel. It was also about flesh and blood, about the men who wielded the weapons and rode into battle. The advent of knights and mounted warfare brought about significant changes in battle strategies. Knights, encased in armor and mounted on powerful war horses, became the elite force on the battlefield. Their charges could break enemy lines, their presence could turn the tide of battles. The medieval period was a time of transition, a time when warfare began to shift from individual combat to organized armies. The focus moved away from the heroics of a single warrior to the collective strength and strategy of a united force. The rise of fortifications, the advent of siege weapons, and the changes in battle tactics were all part of this shift, shaping the way wars were fought for centuries to come. This period saw a shift from individual combat to organized armies, setting the stage for the massive conflicts to come. As we move forward in our journey through the evolution of warfare, we'll see how these developments laid the groundwork for the tactics and technologies of future battles, forever imprinting their mark on the canvas of human history. World War I marked a significant shift in warfare with the advent of trench warfare and chemical weapons. The battlefields of the Great War were a far cry from the open plains and castle sieges of yesteryears. A new era had dawned, one that was dominated by mud-filled trenches and the looming specter of invisible killers. Trench warfare became the norm during World War I, a stark contrast to the mobile warfare of the past. Soldiers dug into the earth, creating intricate networks of trenches that stretched for miles on end. Life in the trenches was a grim affair. The conditions were squalid, and the fear of an enemy attack was a constant companion. The trenches were a stalemate, a standoff that seemed to have no end, with neither side able to gain a decisive advantage. In the midst of this deadlock, a new and horrifying weapon was introduced to the battlefield: chemical weapons. The most notorious of these was mustard gas, a substance so toxic that it caused severe burns, blindness, and lung damage. The gas was not a quick killer. Instead, it lingered, causing long-term suffering and death. The introduction of chemical weapons added a new level of horror to the battlefield. Soldiers not only had to fear bullets and shells, but also the unseen, odorless threat of chemical attacks. The use of these weapons marked a significant departure from the chivalric ideals of warfare that had prevailed in earlier times. The face of war was no longer the knight in shining armor, but the anonymous soldier in a gas mask, huddled in a trench, waiting for an attack that could come at any moment. These developments marked the beginning of a new, brutal era in warfare. The rules had changed, and the stakes had never been higher. The Great War, as it was known, was a testament to the devastating impact of technological advancements on the battlefield, setting the stage for the even more destructive conflicts of the 20th century. World War II brought another monumental shift in warfare with the introduction of the atomic bomb. This was an era that saw strategies morphing dramatically. The war was no longer just about ground troops and artillery, but also about harnessing the destructive power of the atom. The atomic bomb was a game changer, a weapon of mass destruction that dwarfed anything previously seen. Its introduction marked a turning point in the history of warfare, pushing us into the atomic age. The first atomic bomb, codenamed Little Boy, was dropped on Hiroshima, Japan, on the 6th of August, 1945. This single bomb resulted in the immediate death of approximately 140,000 people. A few days later, another atomic bomb, Fat Man, was dropped on Nagasaki, causing a similarly devastating loss of life. The impact of these atomic bombs was not just physical destruction, but also a psychological one. The world had witnessed the terrifying power of nuclear warfare, resulting in a new kind of fear and anxiety that permeated societies globally. The realization that a single bomb could wipe out entire cities and potentially trigger a nuclear winter was a chilling thought indeed. This power also brought with it a heavy ethical burden. The use of nuclear weapons raised profound questions about the morality of warfare. Is there a line that should not be crossed, even in war? How do we weigh the immediate devastation against the potential to end a conflict more quickly? These questions sparked intense debates among philosophers, ethicists, and military strategists. The introduction of nuclear weapons also led to a new strategic paradigm, the concept of deterrence. The idea was that the mere possession of nuclear weapons would deter other nations from attacking, a chilling game of chicken on a global scale. The atomic age brought with it a new level of destruction and a stark realization of the terrifying potential of modern warfare. As we moved forward, the question remained: how would warfare continue to evolve, and at what cost? In the present day, warfare has evolved yet again, moving from the battlefield to the digital realm. The face of conflict is no longer solely a soldier in the trenches or a pilot in the sky, but also a drone operator in a control room miles away. Unmanned warfare, once the stuff of science fiction, has become a stark reality. The rise of drones and automated weapons has revolutionized the way we conduct battles, from surveillance drones that gather real-time intelligence to combat drones that carry out precision strikes. The use of these unmanned machines has reshaped not only the battlefield but also the rules of engagement. But it's not just about drones and automated weapons. Warfare has also moved into the digital domain. Cyber warfare, another modern phenomenon, involves hacking into enemy networks, tampering with their data, and even causing physical damage through digital means. Information warfare, a subset of cyber warfare, involves manipulating public perception and opinion to gain strategic advantage. While these advancements have undeniably expanded the reach and capabilities of military forces, they also bring along a host of ethical implications. The use of drones raises questions about accountability. If a drone strike goes wrong, who is to blame? The operator? The programmer? The manufacturer? Cyber warfare, on the other hand, blurs the line between combatants and non-combatants. It's no longer just soldiers who are at risk, but also civilians whose lives and livelihoods rely heavily on digital infrastructure. Moreover, information warfare poses a threat to the very fabric of our societies, sowing discord and mistrust among populations. It's a form of battle that doesn't need guns or bombs, just well-placed lies and misinformation. As warfare continues to evolve, we're left to ponder its future and what new ethical dilemmas it may bring. From ancient battles to modern conflicts, the evolution of warfare has shaped human history. Our journey began with the dawn of battle, where the might of armies was measured by sheer numbers and the strength of their spears and swords. The Greeks, Romans, and Egyptians redefined the art of war, each in their unique way, leaving indelible marks on the annals of military history. As we transition to the age of fortifications and siege weapons, warfare took on another dimension. Castles and fortresses rose, becoming symbols of power, and siege weapons like catapults and trebuchets became the game-changers on the battlefield. What was once a contest of brute strength now required strategy and ingenuity. The birth of trenches and chemical weapons during World War I marked a grim turning point. Mustard gas, a deadly concoction, brought the horrors of war into stark relief. Warfare was no longer about valor and honor, but survival in the face of unimaginable terrors. Then came the atomic age, a period that forever changed the nature of warfare. The monumental impact of the atomic bomb in World War II not only ended a global conflict, but ushered in an era where the power to wipe out entire cities lay in the hands of a few. In our present times, we've seen warfare evolve into digital and unmanned battles, where drones replace soldiers and cyber attacks can cripple nations. This shift has brought along its own set of societal and ethical implications, raising questions about the value of human life and the morality of remote warfare. The evolution of warfare is a reflection of our technological advancements, strategic shifts, and societal changes. It's a mirror to our past, a lens into our present, and a window into our future. As we look ahead, we're left to wonder, what will be the next evolution in warfare and how will it shape our future?